Welcome, everybody, to Saves Together, the podcast about playing games together, whether that means co-op or passing the controller back and forth or just playing the same game at the same time. It doesn't matter how, it only matters that it's together because...
When you save together, you stay together.
I'm Craig McGowan.
I'm Grace Novak.
And this is episode 43. 43. Yeah?
Yes.
Wow. And this is an episode unlike any other, except one other that was last year, because this is our shoutouts episode, which is kind of like how we do Game of the Year. It's a little bit different than other people because we count games we did episodes on. So it's not just 2019 games.
Right.
It's games we played and did episodes on.
Second annual Saves Together shoutouts.
Generally, we try to only be positive. We don't really like those negative ones. They're like, worst mess, you know?
Right. Yeah, it's just things that we enjoyed this year in games that we played.
Yeah.
Pretty simply, yeah. Little shout out. Oh, hey, yo, check that game out. That's pretty good. Like that. Just like that.
Excellent. Perfect example. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So before we get into the shoutouts, what have you been playing in your solo time?
I have been playing Trails of Cold Steel 3 and also, oh my god, I always forget the name, Evoland 2 on the Switch. Those are my games I've been playing.
Evoland is a limited run or one of those?
I think you bought that.
Super rare? Yeah. No, I did, but...
Oh, okay. I don't remember which one it was, but yeah, it's a limited release.
How do you like
physically. It? I really like it. I mean, the first one felt kind of like... The game has both Evoland 1 and 2 in it. The first one felt like sort of like a concept for the second, and the second one's like a lot more realized idea of the first, which is sort of like this game that explores, you know, all kinds of different kinds of games, like elements of Chrono Trigger and Street Fighter and like a shoot 'em up, stuff like that. It's really cool. I'm enjoying it. It's a fun little experience.
The conceit of it is like you go around a JRPG kind of world, and then you unlock, instead of skills and abilities, it's like graphics and...
Yeah, the first one was more like that. The second one, it feels a little more story driven, so you're kind of time traveling, and every time you time travel, you know, the graphics change. So there's kind of 3 different ways that the game will ever look. But also the gameplay sometimes changes depending on, you know, what story, like what part of the story you're in. So right now I'm exploring an old lab, so it turned into like Chrono Trigger game basically.
What does that mean?
So like turn-based, but it's real time. It was like one of the first games that really did that, and it's also the aesthetic of Chrono Trigger, where Chrono Trigger is all about like time traveling. There is one specific level I remember that this is clearly based off of, where you're like exploring a lab full of robots and fighting robots. And also a unique thing to Chrono Trigger with the combat is there's like combos. So if both your characters at the same time are ready to attack, like you have a bar that's filling up to attack, then they can do a combo, and then it will be like a stronger attack that like attacks the area. So it's cool. I'm liking it.
Good. That's awesome.
What about you? What are you playing?
Still plugging away at Death Stranding. I like it a lot.
Are you doing the story now? Or are you still kind of side questing forever?
Literally since the last episode, I've not done the story until today. I picked back up on the story. What else? I guess that's it, really. Pokemon. I'm still
doing the
playing
EV
Pokemon
training
stuff.
Trying to hatch them, not trying to hatch the shinies. That's what you say. You're trying to hatch Pokemon for their natures, right?
Mm-hmm. Hatching for shinies and doing anything for shinies it just
takes so long.
Yeah.
And then for what?
Well, a shiny.
I don't know. I understand, but then what? I don't know. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of payout for what it is.
I was trying to come up with a better mechanic of shiny chaining, or like how could you make it so maybe it still has the same odds, but it feels like you're actually sort of knowing. Like, I couldn't come up with anything great, but like,
well, it's
if
not
you were
up
just
to you.
filling a
it's up to the game,
checklist,
right?
Right. But I'm saying, how could they make it easier?
Oh, I see.
Not easier,
like if you designed
odds-wise, but like easier to like feel like it's not a just hopeless task.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really like how it's just a random chance. So it's like, well, you could hatch.
I would think it could be
hatch...
more similar to legendaries, where maybe you have to find a specific area, or there's like you have to find it, or you have to battle for it, or something. I mean, that would be way too easy. I'm sure people will be very upset. As we know, Pokemon is such a sensitive topic for many a gamer, so I don't want to mess with it too much. But
I think there should be multiple types of shinies. There should be a couple of shinies.
Well, now you know they've added another shiny.
What?
It has a different sparkle effect.
No, yeah, that doesn't count.
I'm just saying,
That's stupid.
People would count this.
I'm saying another palette swap.
Yeah.
Like, one that is a little bit easier to get,
the black and white version.
and then one that is like really crazy.
Right.
The same style, and then one that's somewhere in the middle. Because I don't want it to be super easy. Like Pokemon Go on Community Day is like pretty easy.
Right.
I think that kind of ruins.
Yeah,
Now,
but that's also Pokemon Go, so it's not it's not like a regular Pokemon game. So I feel it's excusable in some ways. I mean,
Right.
I don't really care about Pokemon Go, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Frankly, like I'm just never willing to put that much time into a game for anything. So, if it was easier to do, I would be totally cool with that. I'd be like, okay, cool. It'd be fun to have like a palette swap of a Pokemon that you liked, even if you had to work a little bit harder, but not as hard as you have to work for it now. It's not worth it.
Monster Rancher 3 had like clothing and stuff you could put on your guys.
Okay, so like they have that in the Pikachu and Eevee game. They should have brought that back.
That was only those 2 guys though, right?
Right.
This is every monster. If you have the
I
item,
know.
you
What
can
I'm
put it
saying
on.
is they should have brought it back for every Pokemon.
Yeah,
That would have
be-
been dope. Hats.
That would probably help
Once
me.
again, we circle back to the idea that hats make every video game better.
It's true.
If
Very
every
true.
Pokemon could have some sort of hat.
Also, I'm sick, so
Okay.
sorry when.
I'm sick of this conversation. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I just don't feel good.
Yeah.
So let's stop talking about shinies because
That
they're
time of the
annoying.
season.
And let's talk about our 2019 shoutouts, cool games that we like. Bing.
Let's
That
do
was
it.
like a thumbs up.
Oh, okay, cool.
I've been playing a lot of Death Stranding, so there's a part where
Grace liked this.
yeah, right. There's a part where he looks at 2 people and then they give them like both of them give him a thumbs up and it's like bring and it shows plus 100 and then he gives one back to him and it's like bring like around, I don't know
Wow.
how to explain, but
You don't know how to explain in audio without a visual.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it like pops up like a like out of his thumb. It was like kind of cool.
I like that.
I think like if we eventually as humans have like AR glasses, like we're all just wearing them, I want stuff like that. Like when I like, give you the
Yes.
thumbs up at some sparkles.
Yeah,
Some
that would be
squares
if
instead
we
of
were if we were
stars.
all wearing our contact lenses or glasses that make the world just
Slightly better.
slightly more digital.
And lots more advertising everywhere.
Oh, never mind. Let's not. This
I would do,
guess
dude,
is
come on,
getting
that'd be
sad.
awesome. If this whole building across from the Saves Together tree
Look
fort.
like a Horizon Milk ad.
Yeah.
No.
Oatly. But it changes
Drink
throughout the day,
oat
so
milk.
as you're like looking outside, it's like, oh, look at
That
that.
literally sounds like a nightmare.
I
I don't want to go look outside and have to see an ad.
Then take the lens out.
Okay, fair. If as long as my glasses aren't like adhered to my face.
That's how they can subsidize the lenses so they don't cost $10,000 for every person.
All right, this is getting real dystopian. Maybe we should get it to the shout out
Oh yeah, that's right. I said we were gonna do those.
and look forward to the bright, bright future.
Okay, so we've got a spreadsheet in front of both of us. We worked on it the first day together, and then we split off and edited it. Or well, I edited mine, and then you edited yours, and I haven't seen the changes you've made and things you've added. So it's gonna be half discussion and
Most of it is decided.
yeah.
This isn't like one of those podcasts where they're going to sit around and argue about it for 6 hours because I really don't care for any of that.
I do.
Well, this
You wanna
ain't
do that?
No.
No, yeah, this is not that.
This is not that. This is different. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that, but this is not that. Just to let you know, most of this has been decided. Some of it, I guess we could probably talk through, but we'll see.
I feel like what you could do is you could take these episodes, our Game of the Year shout out episodes, and only listen to those. Like, not that I don't want people to listen to all our episodes, but this would be a good like.
I don't
let
feel
me-
like this gives you an idea of, but this doesn't go through co-op factors.
But it goes through games
Yes,
that
it
we
does.
think are cool. Like,
That's true.
Like you would end up with a cool list of stuff.
Oh, sure.
I don't mean to find out our rankings and everything, but
Okay.
if we're saying it's good, you know what I'm saying?
It's a good recommendation.
Yeah, like if you just want a
Podcast.
list of some games maybe you heard of or maybe you didn't. I don't know. First category, still playing. Last year this was Pokemon Go, right? Yes.
Oh, I wondered if you had what we did for last year. Are we gonna talk about that too?
We could, I guess. It's not that important. That's
Yeah,
2018.
If
This
you
is
remember,
2019.
if we remember it, then if it's relevant. So this time we're saying, you want to take turns? You go first. What's the still playing? Let's take turns. Like I'll announce the next one.
Okay. For this, I mean, you didn't have any.
I didn't have
anything
personally
to add
any
to this,
no,
Uh,
because I'm not really playing any games that I've been playing all year. I just really.
well, what
haven't.
about Pocket Camp? Are you not surprised that you're still playing that?
No. Because
No?
I'm not, like, emotionally attached. It's like
see.
one of those things I pick up every so often when I'm, like, when I have some downtime in the middle of something. It's just a whatever game. I guess I don't feel good enough about it. I don't feel strong enough about it that I want to talk about it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that's fine. I just was surprised because you play it
Yeah.
a lot.
No, not that. Not as much as I did, though.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
You're free.
I'm free-ish. As free as one can be.
Honestly, Pokemon Go could win again, but that feels boring.
It is boring.
I am still playing that daily. But this year is Smash Brothers.
Yes.
And you might be saying, what? Of course you're still playing Smash Brothers. No, you don't know me. You don't know that I've never really played Smash Brothers, and I didn't care about it that much. Like, it was fine, but it wasn't my thing. It became my thing a little bit this year. I keep going back to it every once in a while. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to play a couple rounds.
I mean, it helps that they had the whole Fires Pass thing.
That very much helps.
Definitely helps, brings back people and to try the new character out. And hey, while we're at it, let's do some spirit boarding. This is Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Yes,
just to be specific.
Good call. At one point in the beginning of the year here, or like the middle of the year, I just wanted to do more co-op spirit hunting. Like, I don't know. It's just what I want to do. So maybe
it's
for
a
most
good
people,
game.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a very good game.
You can always play it at a party with other people that play games pretty successfully.
You think so?
With other people that play games.
I feel like it has to be Smash people.
No. Most people who play games can pick up a Smash controller and give it a go and not be totally desperate for a different game. Unless they're playing with someone that's, like, obsessed with it. But then,
That said, I'm not good still. Like, I didn't gain any skill.
And you know what? You don't need skill.
Oh, I don't want it.
You just play the game, you have fun.
I don't want to be a Smash person because I've seen how you act when we're at Smash.
All right.
Smash games.
I wouldn't call myself a Smash person.
You are a little bit of a Smash person.
I would call myself someone that at some point was good at Smash and still could be. But also, I don't, like, do anything.
Your Smash side kind of, like, comes out a little bit if
That's
you start.
More just, like, this
if it starts getting a little too
side
intense.
Of me.
Yeah, but it's also the Smash side.
Sure. The side.
It's the Smash quadrant. You know what I mean? It, like, kind of just.
I don't have a whole quadrant of me that I would label Smash.
The competitive side has a quadrant that is Smash.
Okay, sure.
Because, you just start saying some kind of mean things. You start
when
toying
did this
with
become
me.
a personal attack on me?
I'm real sick of the tickler, okay?
What?
Zero Suit Samus and her goddamn tickler. The fucking...
The
thing.
side B. No,
how am I
side
supposed
A.
to counter
I don't
that?
know.
What's the counter to that?
I don't know. There is no counter. I win. That's the
See?
point of
Your
the
Smash
move.
side just came out. That was the Smash side. That's what I'm talking about.
This is your Smash side. You're being so rude.
My Smash side is I have to get defensive.
You have to run away.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's all right.
And hope to catch you with, like, Incineroars, like
Right.
that thing.
Jumping in the air and just smashing down. That's
God,
a true
satisfying.
noob move right there.
Don't care. Incineroar for life.
So
World champion Incineroar.
That's still playing 2019.
That's still playing 2019. So hit us with the next one.
The next one, which is one of mine, so this makes sense. Can't believe I spent so long playing. You had nothing to add to this. I decided to choose Yoshi's Crafted World.
I will say, I probably would put Death Stranding.
Really?
Like, I don't think it has to win. I don't think Can't Believe I Spent So Long Playing necessarily means...
How about an honorary mention for Death Stranding?
Yeah, because I really am kind of surprised. Like, I thought I'd either stop playing or...
Me too, actually. I'm surprised you're still playing because I feel like with you and long games, it usually doesn't work out.
The difference here is...
Especially tedious long games.
No. Tedious long games I can do. JRPGs and, like, Judgment and, like, these things where the story...
You beat Judgment.
I know, and I beat Persona and I love them. Ugh. But what happens is I get to a point where it's like, I just want the story to be done. But Death Stranding has a little bit of Minecraft in it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like a slight bit of...
That's true, like Harvest Moon kind of quality of farming and simulation kind of stuff.
So I'm not sick of it because the tedium of building highways and driving back to get materials and building highways and,
Right.
Like, I don't know.
That's fun.
That's for some reason my thing.
Yoshi's Crafted World surprised me because when I played it, it wasn't at first like anything very special. I've played most of the Yoshi's Islands to give you background, and it was one of my favorite games when I was a kid I think it was on the Game Boy Advance. I don't remember, but it's a great game. This one like is super cute. I love the aesthetics and like the the way the whole world works. It's all like DIY craft, kind of thing. Anyways, I'm just surprised how long I spent after I beat the game going back and trying to like 100% every level. I just really enjoyed it. I think part of it is because everything is so adorable. It's very fun to just go back through the level and see everything in the world again.
Did you end up fully killing it?
Fully killing it?
Like everything collected, 100%.
It's a funny way to talk about Yoshi's Island. No, I didn't, but I got pretty close. I got a lot of it completed. Eventually, it kind of was like, I could still go back and play it and probably enjoy it, and I still keep it in my game case for that reason, actually.
We did an episode on that game, right? We did.
Did we?
Yes, and
Yeah,
I didn't.
we
I
did.
wasn't
We
super
did.
stoked on it,
No.
but it was fine. But then, so all the more reason for it to be in this category, because
Right.
it's like, wow, I certainly didn't want to keep going.
It
but
wasn't
you
the
did.
best for co-op, that's for sure. For single player purposes, I enjoyed it.
Cool. The next category, the next shout out is it's called Sickest Trick. This one's
Also
clearly
good for you to say.
Yeah, clearly for me. The sickest
know.
trick was Session and Skater XL news on the same day. Launch dates, the games came out. Like, just in general, skateboarding sims. I feel like I must have by now mentioned how much I like skate, right? Like,
Yes.
you can't be a follower of us and not know that.
That's right.
And here's 2 in 1 year after like waiting for Skate 4 for how long? Like, it's amazing. So the trick is just that, holy crap, 2 at once. That's like,
Oh,
that's
the
incredible.
Trick. The
Like-
trick is 2 good skate games at once.
yeah.
That's it. That is good. It's a good trick.
Session, I think at the moment, I like more. It feels a little more polished and a little bit more simmy. Where Skater XL, the flip tricks feel too fast. It feels like you can do some really big stuff. It's still a sim though. Like, it doesn't feel like Tony Hawk at all.
Yeah.
It still looks like real skateboarding, but at the moment, Session's winning. But they're both in early access.
So they're not like completed games yet, right?
Right. Skater XL is going to be coming to Switch, which Session is not. So that might be where it takes over. If it plays well on the Switch, and I can just have a skating game to like play, like I still pop Skate 3 in and play that,
Mm-hmm.
So if I can just have that on my Switch at all times, wow,
It'd be very convenient.
game
for you.
changer.
Yeah.
But for now, Session is on top for me.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah,
Well,
I know.
we'll check back in
the
with you
world is
about that
watching
next
with
year.
bated breath as I decide which skateboarding video game I like better.
Now we know. So the next category is party game. And I think we just did party with 2 exclamation points. But also, you could say this was the pizza party game of the year. Because we, now have a co-op category that is pizza party. Is this a pizza party game or not?
Yeah.
So we chose Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which is a game that we played heavily. It was during the summer when it came out. We
just took a little summer vacation.
we went home to my parents' house, and we played with my brother and his girlfriend. And we did an episode on this, so you can go back and listen. But we really had a lot of fun, and it was like, I don't know, it was a good time. It was a good game. At some point, it plateaued because it got so difficult that it wasn't like really fun in a group anymore. And it was just like, all right, we're done. We did beat it.
We had to drop the difficulty.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, all this is covered in the episode, but
Yeah.
I think on easy, it stays okay. It stays
Yeah.
kind of cool.
But it's really fun, especially if you have people that like, know Marvel. Most people like have some affinity for one of these characters. There's like a billion characters to play as. That's part of the fun. And I don't know, it's a good time. It's a goofy story. It's like it's kind of a goofy game in general.
Yeah. I wish the Fighters Pass or whatever it would be for this, I forget what they call it. I wish that
I think it's just DLC.
the DLC characters were like free. I know that's like they had to work on it. They have to get paid. I get it.
I get it. People
But-
have to get paid.
I don't mean it to sound like
suppose.
that.
I know. I'm just kidding.
They're not the game wrapped up. There's no incentive for me to buy these characters, but I want to play those characters.
I mean, part of the reason I didn't want to keep playing is there was definitely stuff to do and missions to complete, and you get outfits and more characters, but they're just so difficult. It's not worth trying to figure out how
trials.
to cheese things. Yeah, I was just like, whatever. This isn't even about skill anymore. It's just kind of silly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But they have released like X-Men pack, like vampires, like Blade.
Well, I don't think it's released yet. I think, isn't it new? It's coming, right? Because that was in the newest Nintendo indie thing.
Which was that, the Cyclops, the X-Men?
Yeah, there was yeah.
I think that's the second deal. I don't know. We haven't
maybe
really
there
kept
was some.
up.
Yeah, that's true. It's not like I've kept up with all the Marvel Ultimate Alliance news.
But anyways, that doesn't stop anything. That doesn't stop this from being a really fun pizza party game.
Yeah, very true.
All right, the next category is most surprising surprise. That's generally just like, I don't know what we did last year.
Me neither.
I forget. But it's just like when something kind of funny or crazy happens, and you're just like, whoa, oh, you know, that happens once in a while, right?
It does. It doesn't happen often, but it happens.
Okay, I see. So did you put that asterisk or did I?
I did, because I don't know.
So first on our list here is when Dante puts the hat on in Devil May Cry 5. So you didn't see that scene. So I'm going to real quick.
Played like 2 things in Devil May Cry 5, 2 missions, and I was like, whatever.
Okay, so you saw a little bit of it. It's a little cheesy and funny, but it's not like ridiculously random or whatever you want to call it, right?
Right.
So real quick, I'm just going to show you this.
Yeah, I mean,
so
I would give it an honorary mention because
that was cool. Like when that happened, I was like, oh. Like I was saying, the game did have some stuff like that. Yeah. This isn't like completely out of nowhere, but it sort of is.
No, it's
at the same time.
It's pretty wild.
But I think what we decided on for winning is playing Pokemon Sword and Shield without really watching any trailers or seeing the leaks.
We watched the first trailer where they revealed a couple of them and the starters, but then we like basically ignored any coverage after that because we knew we wanted to play through the games. So it was really enjoyable playing through a new region and not knowing at all what the Pokemon were and just kind of like, yeah, it was fun. It was a good time.
Especially when the Pokemon designs this time are really wild.
Some of them are crazy.
They took Alolan Executor to the next level. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they took what they did there and were like, you know what? We're going to keep doing this.
Yeah, I really liked a lot of the designs in this game. They're just really fun and memorable. Really, very memorable. And I think for me, what matters about Pokemon is it being something I remember.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if it looks stupid, as long as it's like, wow, that is what fucking wacky. I'm into it.
Like Ice Cube, like I don't think have you even seen that one?
I loved Ice Cube.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's so cute. That's a great one, because that one combines wacky and cute, because it's like, oh, it's like a little penguin, his head stuck in ice.
Yeah, but
his head's a giant ice block.
An entire game, you were ahead of me as we were playing. We're playing on the couch together, but on our Switches, obviously. And then all of a sudden, you just like cackle. You just burst out laughing, right?
Right,
and it's like,
yeah.
what is it? It's like, I don't want to know, because I'm going to see it soon, you know?
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to spoil the Pokemon, which is fair enough.
Things, I don't know, like Max Raid or whatever, Gigantamax Snorlax having like land mass on his belly.
Yeah,
like
that's great.
Trees grew on him.
I liked the Gigantamax thing at the end.
Me too. I hope they go.
Did we do an episode on Pokemon Sword and Shield? we did a short segment. That's right.
At the end. Yeah.
Recently, I think.
Yeah, it was our last episode.
Who knows?
Well, it must have been because that was November.
Yeah. The Luigi's
December.
Mansion one.
I think so.
Okay.
Anyways, go back and find that.
Yeah, we talked about a little bit about our experience in the co-op portion of it, but I think more fun, like we said, was just going through and seeing new Pokemon. So yeah.
Most surprising surprise: Pokemon Sword and Shield. If you didn't know what you were getting into.
Right. If you didn't watch every fucking trailer they released.
Because all the sprites or whatever you call it leaked, right?
That's right. There was a big leak about a week out, and as there usually is, honestly. I think this one was more confirmed than normal, so...
I remember black and white, all the sprites leaked, and... Or no, it came out in Japan early. So all the sprites were out.
Right, that was before there was worldwide releases
and
of Pokemon games.
You know, I was deep into Pokemon, and I looked at them all, so then nothing was...
Right, nothing was
fun. It was kind of a letdown in that way.
Yeah. I think part of what's fun about a new Pokemon game is discovering new creatures. That's like a lot of that's like 80% of the fun for me. So
yeah.
All right, our next category is you gotta try this, and this is sort of a game that isn't necessarily like our favorite game of the year, but one that we feel like everyone should pick up and give it a shot.
Oh yeah.
And this time we chose Heave Ho, which we did an episode on, and if you go back and listen, we really loved Heave Ho, especially for co-op purposes. It's meant to be played with a friend or multiple friends. It's extremely goofy and wacky and fun and easy. It's not easy in like the way that, I mean, it's not hard either. It's not difficult, but it's easy to pick up and try. Like, it's not completely inaccessible to people that have never played games before. Right. So I think it's a great game to pick up and play. And it's like not super expensive. Like, you just buy it on the eShop. I don't know how much it is, but it's not a lot. It's a short game, so definitely give it a shot. If you weren't sure about it, we're telling you to try.
Go get it. And next time you see it on sale, if it's on sale for Christmas, do they do like a eShop
They do eShop
sale?
sales. I've bought 2 games recently. I bought oh my god, Transistor for $3 on
nice.
the eShop, and then I bought Demo, which is a rhythm game that was 50% off.
Nice.
Yeah, so there you go. There's eShop sales, that's for sure. You just have to you have to follow those Twitter accounts that tell you about, eShop sales.
There's that whole thing where indie small time games, not even there's levels of indie, right?
Right.
There's triple I or whatever you want to call it.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
There's a whole thing where the lower end of games, that doesn't mean they're bad, but they are on the eShop for a penny because you can sort by cheapest game. Mm-hmm. And so all these developers are dropping the price of their game to literally pennies. And
pennies on the dollar.
So they populate this screen you can get to from the eShop.
Right.
And I don't think there's probably anything that amazing in there, but if you
like cheap games.
If you like cheap games, there's a lot of options.
That's true. The eShop, I mean, some people actually feel like it's a big problem for discoverability on
the race
eShop
to the bottom.
Right.
Oof. Literally, I'm not kidding, a penny.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
There's so much on there. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And how did this get on the Switch? It's kind of like the Steam issue all over again. But, that's a whole nother shebang. I think I'm going to do this next one too, and you'll do the one after that.
Okay,
because
that's
I relate
fine.
to it more.
But I wanted to ask, is there any other runners-up for you gotta try this? Is there any other game that you're like, wait?
I don't think so. I mean, do you want to say a short hike?
Thank you. I was like, wait, I brought this question up for a reason, and I can't remember why.
Yeah.
Because a short hike, if you are an Animal Crossing, wholesome game type player.
If you love playing as animals.
No.
Oh. Well, Animal Crossing, you play as a person.
You play as a person.
Fair enough.
But if you like a more chill kind of at your own pace type thing,
yeah,
you really should play a short hike.
I still haven't played it. I want to play it. So I will play it soon. So the next one is favorite limited release. And this is a game Craig really is a big fan of the physical editions, as I'm sure you know now, if you're a longtime listener. And so he'll buy from limited run and super rare quite often. And so this is sort of one of our... Does it have to be physical? Is that what we're classifying favorite limited release as?
Yeah,
okay.
Because that's what makes it limited.
Fair enough. So our favorite limited release of this year was Celeste, and this is sort of my favorite because Craig hasn't played it. I think you should because I feel like anyone could get into Celeste, even though it seems kind of inaccessible as far as one of those harder platforming games. I really, really enjoyed it, and I felt like it was very well balanced in that it did feel like a challenge, but I could get through each screen eventually, and not eventually in an hour. It was like 5 or 6 tries was the most. That's great. That's perfect.
What's the penalty for death?
Nothing. You just go back to the start of that screen.
Just the screen. So
you
don't wipe the whole level.
No, you don't. No.
All right, that makes me a little more.
Trust me, it's a lot more accessible than I think people are making it out to be, but it's still a challenge. You still feel like, wow, I accomplished something. You feel like, okay, I'm getting better at this game. It's perfect. I really loved it. Way more than I thought I would.
Yeah.
And an honorary mention for this one is Battle Chef Brigade, which is also one I played and I really loved, and it was a much shorter game but really fun, and just I love the art too. It's great.
I tried to give it a go during one of my post game slumps. Did that ever happen to you? You finish a game and then
yeah,
you don't really have
it happens
a great
to me for
idea.
Reading more, but yeah, but then I just go back to one or the other. Right now I'm really into reading books again. So
it's a great time for that. I feel like it's the end of the year, so there's not a ton of games.
Yeah. I've just been very slowly playing through my Switch and my PS4 game, and then mostly reading. And whatever, it's fine. It's good. That's why it's good to have multiple hobbies. You can choose something else when one thing is just there's nothing really going. Especially movies. Once movies run out, you're screwed. All right, sorry. What were we talking about?
No, I mean I was gonna continue that for a second. Once in a while, you see on the internet someone or you hear on a podcast someone write in with what do you do? Games just don't interest me. What do I do? And it's they're writing it like their life is over. It's
I know. It's
do
dude,
something else.
There's so many hobbies out there, so many stories. My whole thing is just consuming stories in all the forums. So I can usually just hop onto one of those other forums once one forum tires me out. And then when that forum's okay, whatever, I can go back to video games. So it's great. Yeah. So try something new. That's my advice to the people that are getting sick of games. Or go outside. Or stay inside and read a book.
Yeah.
You don't have to go outside.
Go outside's not.
I like going outside. Sometimes going outside legit helps me come back and enjoy the inside more.
Yeah, but what if somebody just can't?
Fair enough.
Like,
Then
mentally, physically, doesn't matter.
Read a book. I
But-
love books.
But also,
Watch a show.
if you want to play games, like you know that's your main hobby. For me, I kind of decided like TVs and movies, I give less attention than I used to. I used to try to be Mr. Media,
But
right?
I still feel like we watch a lot of TV and movie. We see movies like I make it a point. Like I want to watch TVs and movies. I love going to the movie theater. We go like at least 3 times a month, probably.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch
mean
movies at home, but
I don't mean that. I used to watch movies at home. Like I used to be like, well, I've
I
never
see,
seen
I
this,
see.
or oh, it's time to watch this again. And
Yeah.
I don't really want to do that anymore because I
Right.
realized
it's a lot.
I don't know, it just doesn't do it for me. Like
It definitely doesn't do it for me.
Yeah. Or
I
like-
think for me, movies in particular, the theater experience is like 90% of why I like watching movies.
Me too.
Is what I realized. I
Yeah.
legit just like that whole experience is great, and I
that's
never want to
just-
stop doing it.
that's just 3 hours every couple of months.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
a couple times a month. Whereas I really did used to try to watch everything. Westworld, Game of Thrones, fucking Jag. I don't know. Like I'm just naming shows, but like any show that got talked about, I was like, I gotta watch that. I want to be up and cool. But,
Yeah.
And then I realized like, man, I'm just watching a lot of shit I don't care about.
Right. I think we sort of pick and choose from the buffet of amazing things on television. Because there's so much. Like right now, it's like Mandalorian. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And there's other stuff, and we're gonna get to other stuff eventually. But right now, it's like we have like 2 shows, and one of those shows like is not new.
Yeah.
We watched Terrace House. That's like my show of the year, probably. Legitimately, like
Mine too.
I loved Terrace House. We're still watching it. You should go check it out, especially if you love reality shows. But if you want
You
like a
have to,
different
like-
take on reality shows,
Yeah.
like, it's different, but in a good way. I think if you're not so into like the fast-paced ridiculousness of American reality and you want something unusual, you should give it a shot. It's a Japanese reality show. So.
Unusual in our
Unusual,
perspective.
yes, you're right. I'm not trying to say Japanese culture is unusual. I'm
Yeah.
saying unusual for someone so used to American reality shows.
Yeah, if you are used to ladies
Screaming
throwing
and
pots
crying.
and pans at each other,
Oh,
and
there's a lot of
dudes
crying in Terrace House.
That's
I
true.
won't. but like much
deserved
more.
crying almost, right?
I love all the crying in Terrace House. Every time someone cries, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. The drama is so much more heightened because everything's so intense and more and quieter. You know.
Right.
Anyway, that's a whole other story. I was also gonna talk about my favorite book series of the year at the end
do
of
it.
this.
Oh, okay.
Not right now.
Um,
Oh, my favorite movie of the year I'm going to talk about too.
okay then. Yeah. Because then I
That's
got
at
stuff.
the end.
So favorite other media
Yes.
of the year.
Just a quick little thing. What are we doing? Where are we? I'm lost.
We were at favorite limited release, and
Okay,
then we
we're
got
done with that.
distracted with like if you run out of hobbies. But what I was
Yes.
gonna say is, if you want to play a game, try
Yes.
something you literally never
Would try.
Like
Yeah,
that might
true.
solve your problem. Because I go back to skate, like I mentioned earlier. I go back to skate during my slumps, where like I know I'm just gonna
Right.
do some tricks on some rails. It feels more like actually skating. I don't know how to explain. Like a palate cleanser. So if you really want to play a game and you're bored or you're in your slump, play fucking, I don't know.
Celeste.
Play, yeah, or play like a train simulator, or find something weird.
Play Planet Zoo. That just came out.
Yeah,
Came out.
I'm excited to play that.
Yeah.
I just no time for this stuff. With being an adult, man,
It's great.
is it?
I mean, it's better than being a kid.
Being a kid, it felt like you had no time to play games, and then like when you actually have no time to play games, you're just like, what
I know,
the fuck
right?
was I thinking?
No, but I really enjoy being an adult more than I did being a kid because you're
Yeah.
just confused all the time. I hated being confused. That's what I really am finding out about myself. I fucking hate not knowing what's going on. And
Yeah.
let me tell you, that's all that being a kid's about. So it's being fucking confused. All right, this is getting too deep. What's the next category, Craig?
Marvelous art. That's a category for a shout out with a game that just has like, it's just really pretty. It doesn't have to be best graphics. All right, it doesn't have to be
Right.
most realistic.
Just we enjoyed the aesthetics of it.
Yeah. Now I'm looking at a case for a game I did not play, Desert Child.
Oh yeah,
That might
I
have-
forgot about that game.
I know. You didn't play it, right?
No, I wanna
it's still
play
on
it.
our shelf. Like we said, running out of time here. No time for this. But that game looks really cool to me. But we decided, I guess I decided. Did you have anything to add to this? There's nothing on the
No,
spreadsheet.
I didn't. But I liked a lot of games this year, especially with art. There's just so much good stuff out there. But I liked how this one that you picked kind of goes hand in hand with the game itself,
Yeah. So I picked Concrete Genie.
which I haven't played yet and I want to play.
I really liked that game. Not enough. It's like a weird space where it's not like my
Favorite game of the
favorite game of the year, and it's not one that I really. I actually feel bad. I kind of forget about it sometimes. Like when I was running through my list, I had forgotten about the game. But like when I was playing it, I really liked it. It's so cool the way you actually paint on the walls, and like almost every surface is paintable, and like
That is cool.
it's very cool. So not only does it look pretty visually, it's also about art. Like it's about expressing yourself, and like I'm gonna put a tree here and a freaking statue here, and now here's some stars. Like I don't know, it's very, very cool. I would love a second one that's even deeper in the art part. The art part.
Dreams, I feel like, would be also a good one, but neither of us played it. I just watched a lot of Dreams.
True.
And I feel like there's some amazing stuff on there. In a way, the whole thing is like a piece of art. Everything people do on there is art. It's really cool. I'm excited for that to really, I think it's being officially released in February, right? I believe that was recently announced.
Yeah, it's coming out in beta, which means, I guess...
was it not already in beta? I thought they're
not
actually releasing it.
Preview access. They're like stopping selling that, which means it's clearly coming out soon.
Okay,
I
cool.
guess.
I'm excited. I think everyone should pick up Dreams once it's out. If you haven't yet tried it, it's amazing. There's some just amazing stuff on there. You'll never get sick of like going back to it every so often, seeing what like new things people have made or making things yourself. Like that's really cool.
Yeah, I hope that the full release has like a top 100, like because they've had so much time for these people to make things.
They curate stuff themselves.
Other people's things?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
and also
awesome.
people can curate stuff. It's really interesting. Like people make their own curations. It's like a whole designing thing. It's really neat. I think it's a great game.
Yeah.
The next one is Biggest Bop, which I don't think we've decided, but because I don't recognize the other three on this list. The one I put on this list is Cadence of Hyrule, the entire game, because I just really loved that game and I want to mention it either way. And all the music is great. It's remixes of, classic Zelda music.
So, Pop Virus by Gen Hoshino is the song that I constantly am playing in Death Stranding.
Okay.
The Japanese one.
I like that one. I would say we could
lot.
do that one for the year. I'm cool with that because I enjoyed it too.
Also, Old Gods of Asgard Take Control is the song in Control, the one part of Control that I really loved. Except that it broke for me.
Is that the end? The end that you kept playing over and over again when you couldn't figure it out?
Yeah, I got stuck. I didn't know you could hold A to jump higher or whatever was my problem. Or I didn't know I was supposed to at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's that metal song. I don't think it wins.
No, it's good
But
to
it was like
though.
really cool in the moment of the game.
Right.
Then when I went and listened to it outside of the game, it was like slightly less impressive.
Cool.
But what was really cool about it is it's looping, giving you time. Like each segment of the song like would trigger when you get to a certain point in the part of the level.
Right.
Like the world is morphing around you, and so like if you stood in one spot, the song would just keep going like right, and then when you move forward, it would move to the next part of the song.
Right.
Really cool. I love when games do that. I like that we can do that now, right? Like that's like a thing. And the last thing I put on here was the Slumbering Weald theme. That's the Pokemon. I don't know how to say that word. First of all,
It's all when they're like the dogs are howling.
Yeah, it's like meow, 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 meow. I don't know why that theme just resonates with me.
I also really like the one that Toby did for the Battle Tower in Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know what that one's called, but it's great.
The Toby Fox Undertale guy, right?
Yes, yeah, that's a great song. So I feel like we should give it to Pop Virus.
Okay.
Yeah, because I really liked every time you played it. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Was it created for Death Stranding, or
I
was
don't
it just
think so.
included
No,
in?
the-
All right, well,
The music.
still counts.
Actually, you know what? That's a lie because some of the music was created for the game, so I don't know.
Sure.
I think it's just a real song that he likes.
Yeah, fair enough.
Cool. I don't know, something about that song. Obviously, I don't know what they're saying. I don't speak Japanese, so sorry
That's all
if
right.
it's like really
Music
bad.
is the universal language, Craig. You know,
Yeah,
you don't have to understand it to think it's dope.
It just like puts me in the right space, like when I'm back in my private quarters. Mm-hmm. Go listen to it. Pop Virus by Gen Hoshino. Okay, this category is one I put on here as a joke, but we should totally do it.
Yeah.
Chicken Noise of the Year.
Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley. Now, what you're saying...
Sorry, I got too excited.
I know
said
what you're saying.
Stardew.
Stardew Valley came out like 4 years ago. You didn't listen to the beginning of the podcast where we said...
I guess you
if
didn't listen,
we
you asshole.
did a game this year, if we did an episode on it, it counts. And man, those chicken noises, like the main thing that stuck with me from that
Let's
game.
just insert it here real quick. Okay, there it is.
I've tried to do that during the episode of oh my God. What's this game called? Stardew Valley. I tried to insert the chicken. I could not find a good chicken noise at the time.
Oh, did
So
you?
if
I can't
hopefully
find it.
you heard it.
Why didn't you just cut it from anyone's Let's Play?
Good luck finding the specific time where there's no other noise and a chicken goes.
You know what? Well, challenge accepted.
All right. Good thing I don't have to edit this one. I might have found it in the other one. I can't remember.
Yeah, so Stardew Valley, just an amazing game.
I love audio. Like, for some reason, that's what, like, resonates with me. Like,
audio is amazing, and it's honestly, like, it's so much of what we enjoy in a movie or a game or a television show. It's, like, a huge, huge part of, like, that kind of entertainment, visual entertainment.
right.
So,
But I guess...
so it matters. That's what I'm saying. So you
Yeah.
shouldn't, it makes sense. You should care about audio, because if you don't, if your audio sucks in whatever you're doing, then it doesn't even matter what it looks like. It's not as good. It's
Definitely.
not as good.
That,
if you don't have that
for sure.
chicken noise brings that game home. I don't care what anyone says.
See, that's what I'm saying, though. That chicken noise could have just been way less funny and, like, way less realistic or whatever it was. I just, like, for some reason, audio, like, auditory stuff makes me laugh more, makes me, like, interested more, like...
There's just certain sounds, and I think it's a personal thing, but I also think some sounds are just overall better, like in an objective way, where that chicken noise is so extremely satisfying in my brain. It just sets off like a little bit of serotonin.
Maybe like the brain waves and the audio waves like line up. You know what I mean? Like your brain is spitting out these signals, and that audio is this wavelength, and then like they both like mesh.
The sound of something that happens over and over again is so extremely important for it to be good. Like, extremely good, because it's going to keep happening.
Yeah.
Another sound that, because we were talking about Terrace House, that I was just talking about that I love, is the sound of every end of the episode is the sound of doors closing.
Yeah.
And then the Terrace House, like, end title card pops up, and it's basically the sound of this episode's over. But it's just really good. I don't know. It's just, like, certain sounds really click with me, and it makes the experience of whatever that is just better.
Yeah.
You know? It's like end of the episode, that was that door shutting sound. That's what it means to me.
That's a great example. Like, that's a sound that's,
and it's
like,
funny because I feel like too, with music and sounds, it also triggers a memory in a really, really strong way. I don't know, I'm sure you've done this. Listening to an album you listened to when you were very young can like trigger memories. Like, sometimes I listen to a certain album and it reminds me of a video game, because I listened to this album when I played this video game. It's like so strongly correlated, and it makes me feel like warm inside. So those sounds like can be something like that for us in the future too. So, this is why audio is important, people.
Yeah. Tony Hawk's soundtrack I listen to pretty much once a week at least.
Really?
Almost once a day.
Wow. Almost once a day?
It's
I
a
didn't
Spotify
notice
playlist.
about you. Oh, okay.
And at work, I just need noise, and that's just noise that makes me feel happy.
There you
Like,
go.
all those songs are like, it just, like you were saying, I'm just back in the basement.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You're in a comfortable place, and then you can be in that comfortable place somewhat at work. It helps.
Right.
Helps you get through the day.
And it feels cool and makes me excited also at the same time.
That's great.
Another kind of audio adjacent thing. Our next category here.
Is Best VR Game of the Year. And so a little backstory to this is we got an Oculus Quest this year. So this was our first VR headset, which is extremely exciting. And I'm sure we talked about this already. But so it's been fun to kind of experience some games. We haven't played a lot yet, I will say. But I'm excited for next year and what's to come, because Oculus Quest is also experimenting with hand tracking without using a controller, which is like fucking amazing. So things are going places for Oculus and VR in general. So I'm sure this will be something we talk about next year too. But our game this year that was our favorite that we tried was Beat Saber. And I feel like that's not really surprising to anyone. If you've tried it at all, or if you really know about it, it's one of the best games in VR right now. It's so fun and easy to get a hand on, but it's also challenging. It can be really challenging. And it's a rhythm game, and I love rhythm games. So easy win for that one.
I think part of why we haven't played that much is we sort of started with the showstopper. Like, we didn't have to play a bunch of crap to find Beat Saber. We got Beat Saber right away, and it's like the most fun game I've played in a long time.
But I know that there's some games
on
the store that we are like, we know we want to try.
But then what happens is I try them, and then I go, it's not as fun as Beat Saber. Not every game. There's still some cool games on there, but like,
fair enough.
I don't know. I kind of just want to play Beat Saber.
But I have hope for next year. I think next year there's going to be some great stuff. So,
shout out for the coolest box art. This year is. What did we do last year?
I think we did
I think it was Dragon Quest.
Yeah, I think it was too.
This year's a little different because it's not just the normal case. I think it doesn't work as well. It's not as interesting, but the Steelbook
Right.
for Death Stranding, there's something about it. It's like so legit. That feels weird, but like it doesn't look like a child's toy. It looks like a piece of like Criterion Collection art. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when it has the big old PlayStation blue logo, and I know why it has to have that. I'm not stupid, but like it doesn't. It's fine. It's serviceable.
Right,
But
right.
like the Steelbook is just like Norman Reedus and the logo with the lines running down. It's like really intense.
Yeah, I mean, it's dope. I just like the colors and the art and the lighting. It's great. I mean, Hideo Kojima takes his art direction extremely seriously, and that's been clear to me. I'm not interested in playing any of his games. I'm just not. I don't care. But when I've been seeing, what I've seen from watching you play and from this case is like it's beautiful. It's all extremely beautifully designed. Yeah, it's cool. It's really intense. That's what I like about it. So the next one is Can't Wait to Start, which is a game that we've kind of put off playing for the year because of other things or life getting in the way. So I think this one I feel should probably be Shenmue 3 for you, right?
I don't know, dude. Untitled Goose Game. I'm so excited for it.
I feel like, yeah, I'm excited for that too. It just came on Xbox Game Pass, so if you have Game Pass, you should check it out because
I downloaded
it's
it.
free, basically.
I played the first section, so I guess.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You didn't tell me.
Well, I like ran around as the goose, and I was
Was
like,
it
"Yep,
fun?
can't wait to start this."
Oh, good. That's good.
Shenmue, I can wait to start because I have waited to start.
Fair enough.
I didn't pop it in immediately.
Yeah.
I am very excited to start it, but the other one that we
yeah.
have on the list is River City Girls, and I'm surprised that. So in your notes, you were just like, I don't think I like any of these.
I mean, it's not that I don't like them. I'm just not as excited to play them as the category wants me to be.
Yeah. Do
But
you have
I mean,
any?
I'm somewhat excited. I think we should give it to Untitled Goose Game because I'm most excited to play that out of all three. But I am still interested in River City Girls. We're gonna give that a shot for sure.
That's what I was gonna ask. Is like,
Yeah.
well, does that mean you didn't like it? Because I was looking forward to playing that again.
I think it's fun. I'm still not super into beat 'em ups, and I'd love this game to change my mind. But I'm excited to try it out because it's our first co-op beat 'em up too that we've really gave a shot. So
I also don't like beat 'em ups. I like the aesthetic of the girls. The River City Girls.
The art is really cool. I really like the world that it gives us.
So we're giving it to Untitled Goose Game then.
Yeah, that
Cool.
sounds good.
I like it. Yeah. If that was on, is that on Switch?
That's where it started.
Digitally.
Yeah,
Digitally.
that's
yes.
where it started.
I'm basically waiting for physical, but because it's on Game Pass, I'm gonna play it there.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll be a physical game eventually.
Next category. Took us long enough. 2019's game of 2018 or before. 2019's old game of the year, basically.
Yeah, basically.
This is a game that like we didn't get to, and then when we did, it's like kind of crazy we hadn't played it yet.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And on the list we've got either Stardew Valley or Portal 2.
I think we should go with Portal 2 because Portal 2, we weren't being held back by technology, which was the case of Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley, we only waited because we wanted to play it on Switch because we had two Switches. We don't have
And
two
we had
computers.
to wait. Not only do we have to wait for Switch, we had to wait for the co-op update.
Right, that's right. So I think Portal 2 is a better candidate because literally we just could have played it this entire time. We never did. And then once we did, we're like, oh, that was fun. I mean, and we did an episode on it, so you should go back and listen. We really enjoyed it, and it was like a good experience. But it's one of those very classic co-op games that most people have like already definitely played if they're into games, especially co-op ones. So yeah, it was fun. Took us long enough, right?
Right. Took us long enough. Took us long enough. 10 years? Nearly?
I don't know.
2011, I think?
Yeah, so it's a very, very old game.
And it's like quintessential co-op game,
Yeah,
too.
definitely. Okay, so now we're going to our sort of favorite games of the year, personally and for our co-op game of the year. So the first thing I'm going to do is mine. My S-rank game of the year is Outer Worlds, with an honorary mention to AI Somnum. So just talk about AI Somnum a little bit first. I really love Kotaro Uchikoshi's games. He does the 999 series. So I was really looking forward to this one, and I'm really glad that it did not disappoint. So I was a little concerned because this doesn't take place with the 999 games, but it's still very similar in that it's like there's a timeline, there's multiple timelines, there's puzzles, there's an intense story with that crazy. There's some supernatural elements. It's great. I really loved it. I thought it was like such a well-rounded story and game that wrapped up in a way I was like, yep, that's just as much as I wanted from that, and that was great. I had a great time. So I love that game, but I think my favorite game this year was probably Outer Worlds. And I think a big reason is it kind of took me by surprise because I've played Fallout and I didn't really like it. And I think I was a lot younger too. So I just don't think it didn't click for me in the way that Outer Worlds did. And a lot of people are comparing, the reason I'm saying that is a lot of people compare this game, especially to New Vegas. And I'm sure there's a lot of similarities. I can't speak to that. I loved Outer Worlds though. I thought it was great. It was really fun and it was extremely addicting, like immediately. So I played it, beat it very quickly. I also liked that it wasn't super long. That was great. At the end of the day, like I love JRPGs and that's one of my favorite genres, but the games that stick with me very strongly are still like these kinds of games that are long but not like 130 hours long.
Right.
You know, they don't overstay their welcome. And I loved it a lot.
Of these two games that you mentioned, I actually am more interested myself in the AI Somnum.
You should definitely try both.
Some of it.
You should try both.
Outer Worlds.
No?
I
think you would like
dude,
it. I think if you
played...
gave it a shot, but if you gave it a shot, I think you would find yourself addicted. I'm serious. It's extremely good.
I think the issue is there's so much stuff I'm still trying to play that I want to play.
Yeah,
actively
of course.
to play that I don't have time.
It's a one-day kind of game. Like if you ever really have nothing you want to play.
Oh, I thought you were saying you beat it in one day.
No, I did not. But I think one day, if you have no games to play and you're looking for an adventure, that's a great game to try.
But, like, I haven't played BioShock. I haven't played...
I don't want to play BioShock.
But I just feel like there's, like, these... I don't really like first person. I haven't played Wolfenstein. I haven't played Doom.
I'm just saying give it a shot. I'm not saying you have to play it or beat it. But I really feel like it deserves a shot from you.
It's on Game Pass, right?
It is.
So
it is.
There's a more... Now it's more likely I will try it.
Yeah. But we have AI Somnum, and you should definitely try. I think you would enjoy that. And that one doesn't start from, like, the middle of a series, like the 999 games eventually, like, it was all about the earlier ones, too. So this one, you kind of start fresh with new characters and a new world, and it's fun and goofy, and it's very...
Do I have to beat all the timelines, or could I just kind of play it for a little bit?
It's part of the game, and no, it's part of the game, and you'll want to, because the whole point to understand what's really happening is you have to. It's like, it's the way the game works, basically.
Right.
But, you know, in the end of the day, you really don't have to do anything. So you could just play one timeline, but you'd be like, okay, I guess that's the end of the game. And you'd be confused.
Okay, so my S-rank game this year, I feel like the year was a little weak. That doesn't mean that there was no good games. But for me personally, it wasn't like a super memorable year. And I think I'm going to give it to Judgment. However, I honestly think if Death Stranding keeps making me feel and enjoy the way it is, I just feel it's not fair for me to name that as my best, like as my S rank, if I haven't beaten it yet, because what I've heard of the ending, I'm a little nervous about. So it's Judgment for me. I really liked that game a lot, but I'm really liking Death Stranding a lot more currently. But there's a chance it turns on me, right? So I can't give it to Death Stranding.
So Judgment for now.
But also Session, the skateboarding game. But since it's in early access, there's a chance it comes out next year, and I can name it. As my best game then.
Yes, the loopholes.
The
loopholes. We love loopholes.
And Pokemon, legitimately, don't care what you have to say. Pokemon Sword and Shield was and continues to be a great experience.
Craig says, fuck you. That's what he said.
Yeah, all you
haters out there.
All you Dexit motherfuckers.
Dexit? What?
All you graphics.
Where the hell did you hear that?
Dexit, man. They were pissed at all the...
Dexit?
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Any of you pissed about the aliasing on the trees, or like the background doesn't have a clown, but whatever...
The background doesn't have a clown?
The shadow clips off. I don't know, dude.
The backgrounds are missing clowns. What are we doing, Nintendo? What are we doing, Game Freak?
Like, there was a clown. There's supposed to be a clown in the circus fight. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, don't care what you guys have to say. That game's awesome.
There we go.
For me, and it's my S rank, right?
Yeah. You don't need to defend it. Fuck it. You don't need to defend it. Fuck it. Fuck you. Fuck games.
Games suck. I'm out.
I hate them. Love them. Just kidding.
But yeah, I think Judgment, because legitimately I love that game. I think if you are interested in the Yakuza franchise, but you don't want to play 7 games, you could just play Judgment and get the full experience. I mean, not the story, but what the game feels like and how it,
Yes.
All right, so let's end this session here. Let's go to our favorite co-op experience
Yes.
for our 2019 shoutouts.
Let's do it. Should I say it?
I feel like it's obvious.
It's not if you've been listening to this whole thing.
Yeah, unless you haven't listened to anything but like the recent-ish episodes.
I don't think it's as obvious as you think it is.
Okay.
It's Monster Hunter Worlds. Yay! For PS4. Right?
Yes.
Yes. It's a great game. It's a great fucking game.
And we haven't even played Iceborne yet.
Yeah, we want to play next year, I think.
We just haven't had the time. I definitely want to.
It's a great game. And I think part of what makes it so amazing is we really didn't think it would work for us because we've both had not so great experiences with other Monster Hunter games in the past, and Monster Hunter is kind of known to be one of those games that's a little bit hard to get into, but I feel like Worlds specifically really brought it together for people that haven't played Monster Hunter games before, and specifically us at least. We really just like grew to love it and like be really into it. So.
And like I generally don't consider myself skilled at video games, but like I felt like I got good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There was definitely like a nice skill that grew, and you could feel that, and you felt like you wanted to try harder either way, and that's great. That's what you want in a game like that. You know, you want to be able to succeed, but you want to be able to be somewhat challenged. That's what makes those games fun.
Dauntless recently has launched on Switch, and we went and we tried it. And this is not a slam on Dauntless. Dauntless is really cool, and I actually enjoy it. But man, comparing it to Monster Hunter, like the monsters barely animate. Like there's like some subtlety to the Monster Hunter monsters that like is missing for me in Dauntless. You know what I mean? Like
right. I mean,
the limping away.
I still want to try a little more of Dauntless, and it's free. So.
Dauntless is great. I want to play way more Dauntless, but it does just make me go, well, we could be playing Monster Hunter.
Right, that's true.
It's cool that it's on the Switch though. That's for me Dauntless's selling point now.
Right.
I know that it's on everything, but it's like, well, you can't have the real Monster Hunter Worlds experience you want. So here, play this, and it's like a little more casual, but it's very satisfying. I think. Are we gonna try to play that over break? We're going away for the holiday. No.
Sorry. Dauntless.
Dauntless.
Yes. Yeah, I want to try to play it over break. Right.
Cool. Like when we actually have some time to do stuff.
Right.
But yeah, that's our S rank favorite co-op experience. Triple S rank.
Co-op game of the year.
Monster Hunter Worlds.
Yes.
Yeah, go back and listen to that episode. I think about that game a lot.
Me too.
You know?
It was good, and I want to go back. And a game that makes you, even after months and months, want to go play it again is a great, great game where you still think about it like, we had good times, and I would do it again.
Absolutely.
That's a great game.
Cool. Well, let's close it out with like our final segment.
Okay.
We'll switch into the segment. We'll just quickly touch on other media or other games that we didn't really talk about because they maybe didn't fit in. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
Let's do it.
Okay, so there's 3 games that I didn't really find a category for, and I didn't feel like we should make categories for these. Wreckfest. It came out, it's been a PC game for, I want to say, like 4 years? I don't know. But it came out on PS4 recently-ish, this year. It's very fun. I have not played a lot of it, but it's a demolition derby racing game, kind of like, did you ever play, oh my god, what are those games called? Where you launch the guy out, you hit...
My favorite car game was the one where I played with Hot Wheels, and I built a track.
Driver? Stunt Track Racer?
I don't remember what it was called. It was on the PC, and I was literally like 6, so I don't know, but it was fun.
Full Auto, that's not the name. Oh my god, what's the name of this game?
I don't know.
It's like a demolition game, but your guy would fly out of the car, so there was
That's dope.
There was sports, kind of, where like you would drive as fast as you can down a hill, and then you'd get to a launch zone, and you'd have to hit the wall so your guy flies out, and you try to stick him on a dartboard. Flat Out. That's the name of them.
Okay, good.
Flat Out 1 and 2. Have you never played those?
No, I've never played them. Sounds fun though. They should revamp them.
This has some of that DNA in it. It might even be the same people. I have no idea. And then Mortal Kombat 11 came out this year, and I love that game. It didn't strike a chord the way Mortal Kombat 9 did. Mm-hmm. Mortal Kombat 9, we were playing it all the time. We're playing online. We're playing at each other's houses. Mortal Kombat 11, still awesome, very fun. But it didn't really like permeate my life the way 9 did, which kind of let me down. I wanted it to.
It's okay.
Smash kind of did that.
Yeah.
Smash sort of did what I'm saying here, where it's like everyone wants to play it, and I'm playing by myself to try to get better, you know?
Right. And then I guess one for me would be Astral Chain.
Yeah.
I really liked that game. It was really fun. And it wasn't like super long, but the combat was a lot more enjoyable than I thought it was going to be. I was a little concerned about it, but it got really good. I don't know. It was a good game. People give it a shot. I feel
Why
like another
wouldn't you
Switch
say
game.
it's your S rank? Like, why is it not even in contention?
I think story. A big part of, for me, what makes a game really amazing is it needs a great story. And both AI Somnium and The Outer Worlds have great stories and characters. Astral Chain is fun and it has a fun story, but it's not like something that like was emotional or like amazing for me. It was mostly the combat was really what brought that game home.
Yeah.
Oh, did I play Dragon Quest Builders 2
Yes, you did.
this year?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, definitely want to mention that. That's an amazing game. That probably was another honorary mention for my S rank, actually, if I could go back and do that again. Because...
All right, say it now like you're still in that segment, and then you can edit it in.
No, that's okay.
And Dragon Quest 2 is really good.
No, I don't need to do that, but I think it's a great game. If you love building games or any kind of like simulation, Harvest Moon-y, Minecraft games, you'd really love this. You don't need to know anything about Dragon Quest, frankly. There is a story throughout and some sort of plot that's fun and good, and if you know Dragon Quest, like will resonate with you. But I loved it. It was great. I played the first one and really liked it, so I knew I would enjoy this one. And this one was just more of the first one, but like a lot more content and more realized. So
I heard you recommend to your friend you could just start with 2.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
you kinda
Definitely could.
You skip the rough draft that is 1.
Yeah.
And you just get the nice.
1 is great, but it's just like you really need 2 because especially they give you a whole playground to mess around with, and all everything that was in 1 is in 2, but there's a lot more. So if you just are interested in the building, that's all you really need.
Yeah.
You know. And then we want to talk about like other media as well.
Yeah. Is there any TV, movies, books?
Terrace House this year was a big show. Mandalorian has been. I mean, these are the things at the end of the year. If I could remember. I really don't remember what we were watching at the beginning of the year. I know what my favorite movie of the year is, and that's Parasite.
I think mine is also Parasite, but that's with an asterisk that Endgame
Was Endgame this year?
fucking ruled for me.
The fact that Endgame is this year blows my mind. You know what? We won tickets to Endgame. I always forget about that happened. That's so funny. We won tickets. Anyway, we probably talked about that at some point. But Parasite was my favorite movie of the year. It's an amazing movie. You should go see it. Don't even look up anything about it. You don't need to know. Just go.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's still in theaters, but if it is where you are, you should
It was
go.
barely in theaters when we went. We were struggling to find tickets. Remember?
Yeah, we were. Yeah.
But I do think, didn't it? I think it got the reception it deserved. Relatively.
It definitely
like,
did.
Everyone was
It
talking
definitely
about
did.
it, you know. So
Everyone loved it, and I loved it, and it was the best. It was the best movie.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I also really liked.
That was good. I also enjoyed that. I enjoyed that a lot more than I thought, because I'm not the biggest Tarantino fan anymore. So, but I liked it. And one of my favorite book series of the year that I read. I'm really big into fantasy. And this one was like really amazing, and it kind of came out of nowhere for me. But it's The Books of Babel by Josiah Bancroft.
Are these books from 2019, or did you just read them this year?
Well, one of them is from 2019.
Cool.
So I believe the third one is. Let me just look that up. So yes, so the third one, The Hod King, came out this year. There's going to be a fourth one. The series is not over. The first one is Senlin Ascends, which was published last year. Both the first 2 that he published were self-published, actually. So these weren't even like, these were kind of like underground fantasy novels. Wow, they're amazing. They're fucking amazing. So
The book community seems really cool with that type of thing where,
yeah,
I guess games is like that, actually. Now that I think
it's great
of it.
that you can lift up an author. I mean, games is like that too.
Yeah.
There's indie games
It
that
almost
like
feels
take
like
off.
movies isn't. Like,
Not as much, no, because there's such a divide. There's such a
a
strong
quality
divide
divide also.
into like Hollywood and then the indie movie scene. And indie movies, I mean, it's getting better, I think, but like with streaming services being able to buy shit off of people, but still, I feel like it's hard and it's totally different. But
yeah, in books and games, you get people that are like, a short hike, right? Like, a short hike is the most like...
I feel like it's a lot more accessible to publish yourself in books and games than it is in a movie.
Yeah.
You know, you put your movie on Vimeo or something, like who's going to see it? Nobody. It's a lot easier for your game or your book to go viral, essentially, for a lot of people to lift it up.
Right. And also, you could make it with just one person. Where a movie,
You could. You're right, exactly. Like
it's a
book,
lot harder to
yeah.
make it quality.
Obviously, a
with just one
game
person.
different than a book. A book is usually one or two
Always,
people.
yeah.
But a game still, there's games that have been made by one person. I mean, so notably Undertale and Stardew Valley. But that's like, I don't want to put that on a pedestal because I understand that kind of work is insane and it burns people out.
Yeah.
But it happens.
Yes.
I'm just saying it's possible. Whereas a movie, you're right, it has to be made by like a ton of people usually.
Even a very small crew in a movie
Still more than a
is
book
like
or a game.
a lot. Kinda.
Yeah, right.
You know, I mean, I'm sure there's examples of this one guy made this one thing.
Documentary movies are kind of the example of there could be usually like one person kind of like run and gun kind of thing. But
Yeah.
anyway, that's going into it.
And then I just want to quickly, when wrestling and gaming, like wrestling fans and gaming fans, when they get together, I feel like there's a big dichotomy, like turns a lot of people off. So I'm not going to talk about it a lot.
You're going to talk AEW?
But AEW fucking rules, and it's so refreshing, and it's great to finally be excited about wrestling again. I would watch Monday Night Raw every goddamn Monday miserably, and I hated every second of it. And it was always like, well, next week, maybe something will happen, right? And it was like a soap opera. Obviously, that's kind of the structure of wrestling. But it was like, well, I've watched it for 15 years straight. I can't not watch it.
Or can you?
And now I can. Now I cannot watch it.
You're free.
Because there's a way better product for me. Like,
That's good.
say what we don't have to talk about it. You're not interested really, but
I mean, it's sort of like if there was only one brand of cereal and everyone hated it, but it was like, I like cereal, so I'm just going to keep eating this cereal. And then one day the s'mores cereal gets released and you're like, oh, finally another cereal. I can still eat cereal and it's not shit.
Yeah.
Is it like that?
a little bit, yeah.
Okay, good. See, I understand.
It's just very...
Also, s'more cereal of the year, 2019.
Absolutely. Honey Made S'mores from Post. Cereal of the year.
Cereal of the year, dog.
I like cereal a lot. We don't touch on that much.
No,
That's something you might not know about me.
No, I think we've touched on it before. I'm like 99% sure we've talked about it. Not recently, though. So, recently...
I have to say, not Kellogg's S'mores. I didn't like that cereal. This is Honey Made.
Yeah, let's
Post
be specific
S'mores.
here.
It is so good.
It's a dessert cereal, let's get real, but it's great.
The best cereals are. What's your favorite breakfast-ass cereal?
Raisin Bran Crunch. Yeah. You already know.
It's fine. That's a good combination of adult and kid.
It's getting too sugary for me, though. I'm starting to find I don't want that much sugar in the morning anymore. I still would rather have cereal as like a midday snack.
Yeah.
It's just so much sugar is in most cereals. But then the really cereals with no sugar, it's like, I don't want this crap. so I don't really eat cereal for breakfast, basically. All right, so that's the year then. Should we score it?
Worst cereal, though. Pop-Tarts. Okay, moving on.
I thought we weren't doing worsts. How could you?
Yeah, but for cereal, it's different.
You broke our law.
The game is changed when it's cereal.
All right, fair enough.
Because they can actively pull that off the market and make a better cereal, and they should.
I was saying, so what's the score of the year?
Oh, are we
scoring 2019?
2019.
In co-op gaming.
Co-op.
As far as all our episodes are concerned, I want to give it a B-.
We don't do minuses.
A B.
So
I want to give it a B.
Yeah, I think it's a B also. Now,
I think last year was a B+. I feel like there needs to be...
It's always going to end up a B because it's so like we play some real stinkers and some real good ones.
Right. Part of it is we don't have time to play all the games, but hey, this is our score, so I don't care. I want to give it a B. C+.
No, a B.
Okay, a B.
Because Monster Hunter,
Monster Hunter's really good. Yeah, you're right. There's
even
some good
Luigi's
ones.
Mansion. Like, there were some very fun times to be had.
There were fun times we had. Stardew Valley.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
But then there was no...
Divinity.
Now, a lot of them were older games, too. You know what I mean?
Right.
So maybe you have to factor that in.
No, it still counts, though. It still counts. This is our year in co-op gaming. What was the score?
Right.
B.
That's hard for me. I also would have to go back and look at...
Yeah, that's true. Next time we'll be a little more prepared for this one because I didn't even think about it till like last minute. But I like the idea because we score at the end of every episode. So
yeah.
Let's give it a B then for now.
Yeah.
Okay. What's wrong?
I don't know. It feels like...
Feels wrong to you?
But you know what? It feels right because I actually feel we both have been working more and longer and harder and have had less time to play games, and it's bumming me out. Like, the year is a B because of that. Like, I want to play more games with you.
Thank you. I want to play more games with you too. Here's to 2020. We'll have more inspiring collaborations together.
We'll see.
Did I tell you? Can I just tell a story where at work, we bought a chair for someone's office, and they emailed our the front desk, and they said, "Here's looking at." It was like, "Happy New Year for 2020. Here's hoping for more inspiring collaborations together." I was like, "We just bought a chair from you. Can you please relax?"
Is that the $3,000 chair I heard about?
Yes.
That's fucking insane for a chair.
Let's inspire to collaborate.
So the chair company said that.
The chair company said that. Yeah, the lady that sold us the chair. It's like, okay.
Well, she probably knows that there's more than one person in this office.
Fair enough.
They
Anyway,
all
I just
need
thought that's
a
such a
$3,000
funny
butt cushion.
This is such a funny way to say. Anyway, I liked it. So yeah, here's to more inspiring collaborations together in 2020.
That's kind of
co-op
like
gaming.
My holiday card was all the ones I wrote were all thanks for a great 2019. Looking forward to an even better 2020.
Yeah, that's the more simple way to say it.
For working with us, I wrote that a lot on Friday.
Good for you.
Happy holidays
Happy holidays.
Nope, you'll hear this after that.
Yep.
I hope that your holidays were happy. Here's to 2020.
Here's to 2020. We got this.
Yeah. I'm excited.
I'm excited.
I'm always excited. Games.
Animal Crossing March. That's all that matters to me, folks. That's all you'll hear about from me after March 20th, 2020.
Yeah. Look out for an episode on that. Probably in April.
Oh yeah, that's the
probably April, May, probably May.
Probably April, probably May. Who knows? We shouldn't
May if
probably
it comes
say any of this.
Well, dude, there's no way we're not playing it.
Oh no, I know there'll be an episode on it, but we shouldn't say when it will be because who knows? Okay.
Thanks everybody for listening. Check us out on Twitter and Instagram at Saves Together.
Yes.
If you're listening to this, you found us. But if you have a podcast service that doesn't host us and that's the one you want to use, let us know.
Yeah.
DM us. We'll
us.
try to get ourselves on there. Thanks again.
I hope you guys can listen in 2022. Here's to the third year of Saves Together. Let's do it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
When I was saying episode
exciting?
43 at the beginning of this, it was kind of like, whoa.
It's nice. Nice feeling, right?
Yeah.
Nice to commit to something for so long. That
Right.
doesn't make us money.
Yeah.
It feels
That
like a
doesn't
good
matter
thing
to
to
me.
do.
If it
no,
ever
it doesn't matter
felt
to me
like
either.
it was
a job,
I wouldn't do this.
Yeah.
So
it's true.
that's
I would
part
have
of
to
why
quit my other job if I was going to do this.
Yeah.
Like, how could you do the people that can legitimately do like 2 jobs like that? Like, fucking kudos to you. I don't know how you would ever. I wouldn't be able to do it. I would die. I would die.
It would be a little easier if we didn't have to play games, though. Like, our episodes predicate that we had time to play games.
But I think in general, the stress of just having a hobby that becomes a job on the side of your actual job is a lot.
Like if you feel the pressure to post.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's a lot. So.
As you can probably tell by our social media presence.
It could be better, but hey, we do our best. I like the way our Instagram feed looks. That's all I really care about. When I scroll down, I'm like, yeah, good pics. And then I just,
yeah.
all right, that's enough. Okay. All right, let's go.
All right, cool.
You're tired.
Yes,
you have a cold.
I'm going to go and
nap.
Collapse. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Have a great beginning of your year. Bye.